What's going on, Faded Culture? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe if y'all find our content useful. And also, if you'd like to be part of our inner circle and get access to all exclusive drops on new merch and products, make sure y'all text FC63 to this number on the screen to join. Also, go ahead and check us out on Instagram and TikTok and give us a follow. Thank you. So a few of you have been requesting a slick back fade for a while now, and I finally came across a model requesting one. Now, he did have a man bun when he came in, and the parietal ridge area was still a little too short to slick back, but I'm gonna still show you how to go about setting them up for the grow out phase. Now, as always, we begin by debulking if needed. This is so that you can get rid of unnecessary hair to better see where to cut in our guidelines. I went ahead and used the 1.5 clip with the lever open to do so. For my first guideline, I used the clipper with the lever closed and made sure to cut in my line starting from the temple peak area and making sure it slants down towards the back to give us that drop fade effect. And keep in mind, guys, that all my tools are zero gapped, and this is so they can cut that much closer to the skin. If y'all like to check out a video on how we zero gap our tools, I'll link it right here on the top right corner. Also, if you would like to purchase any professional tools from wildpro.com, make sure you use FadedCulture15 for a 15% discount. Now that my first line is set in, I went ahead and opened the lever and cut my next line about a ½ inch higher above the previous. Just take your time and make sure these lines run as parallel as possible all around the head. Next, using my number 1 guard with the lever still open, I set in my next guideline, cutting up about another ½ inch from the previous line. Moving forward, using the 1.5 clip, lever still open, I will start trying to blend into the top bulk, but just coming up about a ½ inch from where we left off. And keep in mind, guys, to not get frustrated when you're first starting out. It's going to take time to learn these steps, so keep studying these videos and keep practicing. The key is always passion with consistency. Next, using my number 2 guard, lever open, doing the same that we did with the previous guard, cutting up about another ½ inch to try and connect to the top. And to better help you finish connecting, you can go ahead and use a comb to push the hair into the clipper and cut it. And now you don't want to follow the shape of the head with the guard because you'll cut too much from the parietal ridge, so just make sure you scoop the clipper out a little to avoid cutting too much where the head starts to round. Now after that, just brush away any loose hair to reveal your 2 guidelines to blend out. We will start by blending out the top one first. For that, I will use a ½ clip and position the lever to 3/4. All that is a little close from it being open all the way. Now slowly, I will start blending the initial start of that line. Try to be soft with it and keep at it. Sometimes these lines won't blend out quickly. It will take a little work and a little moving around of the clipper in different angles to better blend them. And now this guard won't completely blend it out, so I'll come back with the number 1 guard, lever in the same place, doing the same thing to finish blending out the rest of that line. So for now, just moving across that first line, coming up and down about a ½ inch in space to soften it up as much as possible in the beginning. And like I said, next we're using the number 1 guard, lever still at 3/4, and finish blending that top line out as smooth as you can. I tend to use the corner of the clipper more so when blending out these lines, just because it helps get in there in a more detailed fashion to better blend them out as clean as possible. And now once done there, for the first line, it will take about 3 lever positions to blend out, opening the lever a bit at a time. First starting with it a quarter open, then halfway open, and then fully open. So here starting a quarter open, and then I'm gonna just go up and down a little bit, open it here to about 3/4, keep coming up a little bit higher, and then I'll open it all the way to completely blend out that first initial guideline. And since it does take several positions of that lever to blend out, guys, I tend to separate this last line into smaller sections so that it don't get overwhelming. So as you see, I just worked from the ear to the temple area in the beginning, and then here next working about another 2-3 inches moving down the line, and I'm gonna just do the exact same steps until I blend out that first line all around the head completely. And also guys, we're getting closer and closer to that 1 million subscriber mark. So I'd like to just thank y'all so much for the continued support and everyone that's been here since day one. And also I'm curious what y'all think we should give away. I know a lot of people, I had made a post last week and a lot of people were recommending that we give away some Barber clippers. So I'm curious, what clippers should we give away? Should we give away a bunch of seniors, a few seniors, maybe some Babyless? I don't know, throw us some suggestions on what sets y'all think we should give out. But next, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking out the rest of the bottom of the hair using my Babyless trimmers. At first, I like to always take out the top part of the bottom of the hair and get it as bald as possible. And then I'll follow up and take out the rest of the bottom of the hair. And I do this just because this method always reveals a small little faint line. And that's gonna serve as another guideline to show us how high to come up with our electric shaver so that we don't set any hard lines into the fade anymore. I know sometimes on the screen it's a little hard to see, so just keep in mind that in person you'll be able to better see it. To shave, I am using my Wall Finale shaver. I did just get these guys and I've been loving them. They're really smooth and they're really light. Again guys, if y'all like to check out any professional tools at wadpro.com, go ahead and use our code FADEDCULTURE15 to get a 15% discount so y'all can save a little. And now for his facial hair, he wanted it still a little long, so I used a number 6 guard with the lever closed, and I used that to trim all of his facial hair. And for the mustache areas, I used the 1.5 clip with the lever open to clean that up a little bit more. And now using the exact same steps that we did on the fade, I used it right here on the beard to blend it down as clean as possible. And now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my thinning shears and use them to blend out any bulk or any dark areas that I see in the parietal ridge area, just to soften up that fade and make it look a little smoother. And now to take off this rubber band and finally cut off this long hair that he's been growing for I don't know how long. But yeah, just quickly go ahead and dampen the hair really well so we can maneuver with the comb and the shears a lot more easier. And y'all can go ahead and purchase our shear set at FADEDCULTURE.com if y'all are interested in checking these out, guys. But first I'm gonna comb the hair back and cut most of this excess hair off, making sure to pull about where the top of the fade from the back is. And now I'm gonna section from the top edge up corner all the way to the crown point in the back on both sides. Next, I'm cutting knuckles all the way to the head and pulling each section around the head to the top of the fade. And now comb the rest of the top of the hair all the way to the back. Now we're gonna split it down the middle, comb it to the sides, and again doing the same thing, except this here we're gonna create a small disconnection from the sides to the top since we want the hair long enough to slick back. So just notice that I'm not putting my fingers all the way to the scalp anymore. I'm kind of pulling out about an inch away from the head. And then once I reach the ear area, I'm gonna make sure I flare outwards so that we can increase length on the front of the hairline. Then once you're done there, starting from the back, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a section in the middle of the hair, and as you see, you have shorter lengths on each side of my fingers. So we're just gonna go ahead and connect those lengths to the middle. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just blow dry everything back into the style that we're looking for in this case, which is a slick back. And keep in mind that this area is still really short, like I said in the beginning of the video, but this is the exact same process that you would do if it was already grown out. So in the meantime, we're just gonna let it grow out into the desired style. But then go ahead and grab your trimmers and start doing all the detail work and all your lineup work. Also guys, I do have all the links down in the description of this video to all the tools and all the products that we do use. And now before using my straight razor guys, I always apply some shaving gel so that we don't create any razor burn. And again guys, all our products y'all can find at fadedculture.com, where we sell a bunch of stuff from clothing to barber tools and barber products. And I am going to use our slide razor for this and our very own actual razors for our shaving process. When you're shaving, always pull with your opposite hand on the skin to create that tension. And then just slowly shave away all that excess hair before shaving up against your hard lines. Remember guys, it's up to you to stop on the hard line that you created with your trimmer, because these razors are sharp. So if you press too hard, you could potentially, one, you could potentially cut your client, and two, you could potentially push that line up further than where it needs to be. And then your client's gonna get mad, and then you're gonna get mad, and then y'all are just gonna go at it. Y'all gonna end up fighting, and it's just gonna be a whole mess. So just try to avoid that as much as possible. So as y'all can see, our razors work really well, especially when you combine them with that shaving gel. Like I said, if y'all like to check them out for yourselves, go ahead and visit our website at fadedculture.com guys. But yeah, once you've established whether you want the top lineup to be on your beard, I always reverse hand shave the rest of the upper fuzz that you have on top of the cheek. Like I said, when you reverse hand shave, that shave is gonna last a lot longer and it's gonna look a lot cleaner than when you don't. And if you're still new to using a straight razor, I always recommend just use it without an actual razor in the slide until you build that confidence. of you maneuvering throughout the facial hair with the razor. And this part is optional, but if y'all like to apply some enhancements, just go ahead and apply them on the edges. And we do carry clay, texture powder, and hair gel as well, guys, for our products. But for this hairstyle, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some clay. I'm gonna grab about a dime size amount, make sure I emulsify it really well into my hands until you see it disappear, but you can still feel it on your hands. And then I'll work it onto the hair really well while it's damp a little, and then I'll just blow dry it into the style that I'm looking for. You can also use hair gel for a slick back look, but that's just preference, honestly. And if you like to make sure that hair is tacked down really well, you can also spray some hairspray after. But here it is, guys, a skin fade with a slick back. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial and were able to learn something from it. If y'all did, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all give it a thumbs up. And yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments what y'all did and didn't like about the video so I can help y'all better on the next video. Until next time, guys, my name is Sergio Barron. This is Faded Culture, and that's it for today. Peace.